Hi, I'm Glenn Simpson, and I've collected comics for over 40 years, and I'm going through my collection one box at a time. Today, we're going to look at box number 54. We're going to finish up the current Detective Comics series, and then we're going to move into some odds and ends, and then get into some doctors like Dr. Mid-Nite, Dr. Fate, Dr. Doom, and culminating in some Dr. Strange. So, I'm glad you're here. Thanks so much. Please like and comment and subscribe, and that really helps the channel. Let me know if there's anything in any of these packs that you'd like for me to open up and do a video on. I'll be happy to do that. But in the meanwhile, let's get going with box 54. All right, picking up where we left off, we've got this Shadows of the Bat storyline, these beautiful painted covers on Detective 1053, dealing with some changes in Gotham and a version of Gotham Asylum that was built in the middle of town, some things like that. That's 1053. We jump to 1060. Another transformation of the Riddler. He kind of goes through a lot of different looks over time, but here in 1060 he's got the cool mustache, the hipster mustache there. Uh, 1061, Batman rescuing a girl who might be about to stab him with his own batarang. 1061. Then by the time we get to 1064, we're into the Ram V storyline. I think I might have enjoyed this better if I sat down and read it all at once, because reading it month to month, it was kind of oblique, but that's what you got. So that's 1064. 1065. So since I didn't really understand what was going on half the time, I can't tell you what was going on, but we can look at the covers. Aren't they pretty? 1065. There's 1068. Some Two-Face. There. $1069. There. And 1072. We've got Solomon Grundy, I believe. We've got this person who turns out to be what's her name? She's the daughter of Cheshire and Arsenal Roy Harper, who grew up unexpectedly, like kids in these comics tend to do. Right there, 1072. At 1073, the beauty cover. 1074, or what? 1076. Sorry. Right there. 1077. Batman handcuffed, walking his way back into Gotham. And 1080. Large Batman-shaped statue in desert. This storyline, I think, was the one that involved the Orgums, which were ancestors of the Arkhams. They came to town claiming some sort of ownership of Gotham. 1081. 1088. Mr. Freeze involved. I think I remember him helping Batman during this, because you know people that are taking over aren't necessarily supporting Freeze's mission. $10.89 here, and now we've gotten to All In $10.92 as we begin to get close to the getting caught up. So that's $10.92 right there. $10.93. Batman versus a fire person. $10.96. She's got her claws into his mask. $10.97. Batman on a mission far from Gotham. And $11.00. A very nice collection of one-off stories. Very well done. I recommend this issue. You might be, as of this viewing, you might be able to still find a copy. Nicely done for an anniversary issue kind of thing. And then that series has had some annuals. Got annual 1 here through annual 3 there. Then we get into that thing where they quit numbering them, and it's just the year 2021. And I have all of them, but they didn't have an annual every year. The 2025 is the most recent one as of this recording. Then we've got some one-shots and things. Obviously, they don't have as many for Detective Comics. Usually they file them, you know, under Batman, but Endgame was a storyline that ran through a few different Batman series, or a few different series during the New 52. So that's the Detective Comics Endgame one-shot. We've got Detective Comics Futures End with the holographic cover with the Riddler coming and going, basically. And those of you that have been suffering through Detective Comics, I'm happy to know we are done with that. So we've got Detention Comics, play on Detective Comics, just a little one shot with Robin and Superboy and Guy Gardner in his warrior outfit. Got Devil Dinosaur. This reprint, True Believers reprint of the first issue of Devil Dinosaur. Right there. From Marvel, we've got Devil's Reign. The Kingpin becomes mayor and outlaws costumed heroes in the city, and the heroes fight back against that. It's issue 1 through issue 6. Of course, Daredevil's got to take the lead on all that. There. That event had some crossover, or some side series. We have Devil's Reign, Moon-Knight. Mark Spector's been put in jail there. And another one, Devil's Reign, Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier doing his part to try to take down the Kingpin. Devil's Reign Superior 4. This felt to me like something somebody just wrote and then they just tried to shoehorn it in the Devil's Reign. But basically, Doc Ock comes up against some versions of himself from other universes and teams up with them, and things don't go well. Version, and that runs through issue 3. There. Devil's Reign, Villains for Hire. And I think, is this the one I don't have all of? Let's see. No, I do. Okay. So, got John Walker, who's not a villain, but he got tied up, got lumped in with the villains for this storyline. Right there. And Devil's Reign, X-Men, #1, Emma Frost, Elektra, Phil Noto on art. Nice. And that runs through issue 3. More Phil Noto art. Emma Frost in her shiny form. During the New 52, they did another play on the Dial H for Hero concept. And I wasn't overly fond of this version of it, but I have been picking up some of the issues as back issues. This is the 0 issue, which I believe tries to actually explain some of the stuff that has been going on in the series before the time where they published the 0 issue. Got first issue of Dial H right there. There's a different series called just Hero, I believe. That's the one. So that's a different. It doesn't fall into this spot alphabetically, but that was a different series. But Dial H, #1, issue 6, right there. Jump to 11. Working on getting the rest of those. There. And as part of the Wonder Comics line that Brian Bendis started when he came back to DC, they included a Dial H for Hero series there. So a new guy getting the Dial. He's got his girlfriend in tow. All he wants out of life is to meet Superman. So this is about his struggles, and then there's some baddies that are holding him up. So that's issue 1 through issue 4. There. Issue 5. Fighting Mr. Thunderbolt. Issue 8. With, I can't remember, the Operator and Mr. Thunderbolt. There. Of course, this one, they did not turn into heroes that the readers sent in or anything. They created the heroes for the series. Issue 9. And that ended with issue 12. I believe he would go on to be in the Teen Titans Academy or Titans Academy series. There, 12. And now for something completely different from that sort of Marvel Comics UK. We have Die Cut. I don't know if hero is the right word, and a protagonist. And of course, this is a die cut. Die cut covers were a big deal in the 90s, where part of the covers cut away. You can see the page underneath. So, guest starring the Beast. That ran through issue 4. Right there. Using his blade to cut things. So I used to have a buddy whose dad, I guess, was in the National Guard, and his dad did something where he traveled, and he brought me back a copy of Die Spinne from Germany. So it's German reprint of Spider-Man. I should write down the number, the issue number. You probably recognize it from Amazing. Right there. Digitek. I only have one issue of this. This one was just, I got this one and just wasn't overly enthused, but I might try to get the rest later. But another UK computer, the ultimate computer warrior, is here. Digitek. Sounds like the company you would take your computer to be fixed. District X. So there's a mutant part of New York City where mutants are clustered, and so Bishop becomes a real cop, and is got a partner and everything to kind of patrol that mutant part of town and help keep things under control. Mr. M, part 1. That's through issue 4. This guy is living there, and he turns out he's indescribably powerful. Issue 4. Issue 5. Right there. And it ended with issue 14. Right there. Let's see. Then we get to DNAgents. DNAgents was from Eclipse Comics, group of genetically bioengineered individuals who were engineered to have superpowers, become soldiers, and they kind of escape the clutches of their owners and become superheroes on their own. Blah blah blah. This is one of DNAgents through issue 4. Right there. Amber, Surge, Rainbow, Tank, shoot, I don't remember his name. Right there. Crossfire, who wound up having his own series. Issue 5. There. His power was just like change his appearance and look like other people, so not really a good offensive ability, so give him a machine gun. Issue 5 through 8 there. Issue 9, Crossfire returns. There, Will Mugino doing the art on all this. Issue 12. There, Mark Evanier writing. Lots of exposed bellies. There. Issue 13. Tank holding it all up. He does. There. Issue 16. Team looking pretty. There. 17. Mega Man is this giant robot they keep fighting every once in a while. Issue 20. There. There was a, there was a story in one of these, an issue where they go up against the another super team who are basically the new Teen Titans, you know, just changed to make, you know, they're not exactly the new Teen Titans. And in that same month, the new Teen Titans fought, I think they were called the Recombatants, and they were a play on the DNAgents. So they had a crossover between the two series of teen heroes. But this is 21, issue 23, right there. And then, of course, the other notable thing about the DNAgents is this cover, well-known cover by Dave Stevens for the last issue of with Rainbow, and that's a beauty, of course, right there. And they had, as you did, they had their own 3D issue. So break out your 3D glasses to read this one right there. I think technically this is three-dimensional DNAgents, but I cheated. You know, stuck it in here. Doc Samson. So now we get into the doctors. We got to start with the docs. Doc Samson, psychiatrist to the superheroes, with his gamma-powered strength. Got this miniseries he was in, issue 1 through issue 4. Guest starring Polaris of X Factor, green hair, right there. And a few years later, he had another miniseries. So that's issue 1. That. And that ran through issue, a very darkly painted cover, issue 5. There. And I've got a smattering of Doc Savage, the classic pulp hero, issue 8 of his Marvel, 1970s Marvel series, right there. DC got the license for a while, so they did a mini-series with the son of Doc Savage, or the grandson, as it were, Doc Savage #1. That series through issue 4. This one that I am having trouble placing. I believe that's issue 1 of another series from Millennium, I guess. Millennium Comics. Here. And DC once again did their first wave round of series with various pulp heroes, the Spirit and Doc Savage and some others. So we've got a little run of those. Issue 1 of that Doc Savage series through issue 5. Howard Porter doing some of that art. And we have Dr. Doom. So, alphabetically speaking, the recent one-shot of Dr. Doom and Rocket Raccoon, pairing up not getting along. They do get along pretty well, because Rocket Raccoon is not necessarily a quote-unquote good guy. He's more like chaotic neutral. So got this mini-series, Doctor Doom and the Masters of Evil, which I thought at one point was one of those series that kind of retells some classic Marvel storyline, but this is actually an original story. Issue 1 through issue 4. Right there. That's all the Doctor Doom stuff, because most things with Doctor Doom, it's either Doom or some other title, so the Doctor part doesn't always show up. Now we're into Dr. Fate. Dr. Fate, classic 1940s hero, gets his first solo miniseries in the late 80s, and drawn by Keith Giffen. There, it's issue 1, and that runs through issue 4. Of course, he will wind up being in the Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis Justice League as well. Apparently that miniseries did sufficiently well that we got a regular series, this time just J.M. DeMatteis, Sean McManus, with a very stylized artwork look. That's the first issue of that. Issue 4, right there. Dr. Fate becomes female for a while. That starts in Dr. Fate number 5. You would see this over in the Justice League book as well, that was coming out at the same time. 5 through issue 8. There. Issue 9. This guy puts in a lot of effort to cast a spell. Got a dead man hanging out. I think Sargon, the sorcerer. Issue 9. Issue 12. Got the two Doctor's Fate, male and female, going up against Darkseid. There. Got issue 13. Dr. Fate, female version. Continuing on. Issue 20. Right there. There was an interesting storyline in here where there was a young boy who gets, I don't think we're there yet, but a young boy who is artificially aged by Naboo, who is the spirit in the helmet, and then he and his babysitter have to struggle with the feelings that they have for each other. Issue 20 there. Issue 21, the return of Kent, Nines, and Nelson. So Kent was dead. Naboo was walking around in Kent's body. And then Ainza, his wife, passed away, I guess, earlier in the series. That's issue 21. Issue 28. Vince Giorano doing art now. Kind of a change up. William Messner wrote Lobes. A change up in the status quo. But still maintaining the female Dr. Fate. Issue 29. I had collected this at first and I quit, so then I had to resume later and get the back issues. Issue 29. Issue 36. Kind of a throwback to during the old days. In the 1940s, Dr. Fate started off with the full helmet and all the magic powers, and then for some reason the writers at DC decided to make him just more of a Superman kind of just flying and punching kind of guy. So they cut the helmet down to the half helmet. So and later Roy Thomas explained that it was because the helmet of Naboo was the fact that it was being so invasive on Kent Nelson's life that he took that off, but he just wanted to be kind of on his own. So he had actual certain levels of superpowers without the helmet, and so he just had the half helmet created, and so that kind of was the explanation for all that. So we got a little flashback to that. But full on, Dr. Fate is still around, issue 37, but the series ends with issue 41. And that series had one annual while it was going on. There. Our next Dr. Fate was this one. So the Hector Hall, the son of Carter Hall, the original Hawkman, he grows up, becomes a Silver Scarab, gets killed, becomes a Sandman, gets killed, and then returns this time as Dr. Fate for a while. That's issue 1. This is kind of running at the same time as the original JSA, just that title JSA series was going on. So that's issue 1 through issue 5 right there. We get to the modern era. Paul Levitz, classic DC writer, editor, president, coming in to do some stuff, and doing this Dr. Fate series. A young Egyptian, call it doctorate student, medical student, is gifted with the helmet, and he's not ready for it, and he has to deal with the responsibilities of Dr. Fate when he hasn't got any training. Issue 1, issue 6, right there. Issue 7, he's dealing with all the Egyptian gods and things. Through issue 12. There. His friends and family that are wondering why he keeps disappearing and all that good stuff. Then we have a little bit of a cover art change. 13, Tony Harris from the Starman series there, and then that series ends with issue 18 right there. Next Doctor we'll see is Dr. Mid-Nite, new version of the 1940s hero. First appears in this 3-issue limited series, and then would go on to appear in the JSA series. I believe the previous one was already passed away when this happened. So Dr. Mid-Nite, number 1 through number 3 right there. And this one, regardless of what it says on the cover, I believe the actual title of this is Dr. Octopus, Negative Exposure. So that's why it's got It's here, filed here. Actually, Tony Harris, we just saw just a minute ago, doing the artwork on this cover as well. And I don't have all of these. I just got issue 3. Gotta get the rest of those. And we're gonna see Dr. Spectrum. Dr. Spectrum is the Green Lantern takeoff that exists with the Squadron Supreme universe. And this is happening during the time when they have the Supreme Power series going on, which is a very dark and serious take on that Squadron Supreme universe, which it could be taken as a very dark and serious view of the DC universe if you really want to, but this was a brief series featuring their Green Lantern kind of character. So that's issue 1, and that runs through issue 6. Alright, then we get to everybody's favorite Doctor Strange. Got issue 3 here. Got to get caught up with. I eventually get to the point where I am, where I have consecutive issues. This was not something I used to collect. So all these are back issues, or were bought as back issues. Issue 12, right there. This is, of course, the second Doctor Strange series. Issue 13. There. Fight Eternity, Gene Colan covers. Issue 15. There. More Gene Colan. Through 17. Right there. 25 cents. Malevolent Magic in the Mighty Marvel Manor. Got Clea. Hey Clea, how you doing? Issue 18. Literally doing the hugging the leg scene there. That's funny. 18. 20. Has anybody ever fought as many one-offs as Doctor Strange? I just feel like he just fights a lot of people that we never see again. There's Xander the Merciless right there, issue 20. Issue 22. There. Goes through issue 24. There. Issue 25. Oh no, Doctor Strange versus Doctor Strange. Oh no. Issue 27. There. Gotta fight Stigiro, the Living Star. Stigiro. The showdown with Stigiro. Here's one from the Marvel Handbook. The In-Betweener. Right. Issue 28. Right there. Issue 30. Brunner on art. Issue 31. Alan Weiss. Submariner. This dude's got a flower in his hair. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, but it always looked to me like he's got a little daisy in his hair. Right there, issue 31. Issue 33. Dealing with Mirrors. It's all done with mirrors. Hey there, Clea. Oh. Issue 34. Going up against some of his previous villains. I remember reading, I got some, I think it's like a Marvel team up or something like that, that had just a backup story in it, and it was the return of this guy. So it may have come after this. I remember that one. 34. 38. Doctor Strange versus the brother-sister team. There. $39. There, a little bit of irony. Want to get some deadly doctoring. 41. This was a crossover with Man-Thing, so the other part of this story showed up in Man-Thing. I do think I bought. I don't have a lot of Man-Thing, but I do have the other part of this storyline. You'll see that. But that's issue 41. Don't have a lot of Man-Thing. Yes, I do. 42. Michael Golden. Doing some pretty cover right there. 44. Now this was like one of my earliest Doctor Strange issues. This is not the original because again it got kind of worn out. But this Shadow Queen, like I remember that for sure. That fight, issue 44. And that culminates with issue 45, which for some reason people are paying more money for. Dave Cockrum cover. Doctor Strange versus the Demon in the Dark. So, and that is all for this box. All right, so that was 54. Next time we'll get into 55, and it will basically be all Doctor Strange all the time. We're going to completely finish everything that's relating to Doctor Strange, which is in the next box. So I hope you'll be here, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a great day.